So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the best damn vehicle known to mankind. And no, this has nothing against Pearl Harbor. This is what we call a Mitsubishi Lancer ES 2.0, 400,000 miles, 416, way better than your Ford truck. And this thing ain't got no rust. We ain't had to deal with no ice, no nothing like that. Now, something that has happened besides the paint slowly fading away and the Florida State Trooper that made me rip out my tent in the back that makes it look like my windshield is busted out. We still have the player rims on there. Got brand new headlights, basically. And then, yeah, the window that stopped working and had to tape up and has tape marks. Yeah, this is all going to hell, Darren. This is a shitty looking car. So, we did unfortunately have a little, what do they call these? Bullet holes or whatever? Chip. And that chip has slowly became this crack that you see. One went there. It's one went this direction. There you go. You can kind of see how it went like 4 different ways. And we have a few things that we are going to do to try to fix this damn chip. One of them is a big black long selfie stick, a Rain-X Windshield Repair Kit, $12 at Walmart, Darren. $12. You know, a new windshield's like $350. $350. All I got is liability, Darren. Now, just like everybody watching right now, I watched a dude do this on YouTube, and I watched professionals with their kits do this on YouTube, and they have like a tool, the professionals, they go underneath the glass. So everybody who knows windshields, it's like there's a layer of glass on top, a layer of glass on the bottom, and then like a laminate in between. So this is a chip on the outside glass. So this glass underneath, though, is not chipped, it's solid. So there's gonna be a resin in this pack that we're gonna have to squirt into these or put into this crack here. And I'm gonna go and they have like a tool, but it looks very similar to this. And this is a tire pressure gauge. And while we're doing it, either Darren or I will do it myself. I will push up onto these cracks to expand the crack so that the resin will actually get in and fill that crack that is there. So we have a bunch of essentials here. Most essential thing is Bud Light Peach. He hates it because he's a bitch. But anyway, open the beer first. That's the first thing in hand. That's the second step, taking a drink. We have some Rain-X glass cleaner that I've had in the back of my car for about as long as the car has been old. So we have the set of instructions. And then we have a peach towel. So we have to drink another swig of the Bud Light Peach to continue in the instruction.
Busch Light.
Bud Light and Busch Light are the same damn thing. I can't believe some of you people are out there buying Busch Light thinking you're rebelling. That's like going to McDonald's and getting a McChicken instead of the Big Mac and saying you're not supporting Bud Light. I mean, what the hell? You're shopping at the same store. Don't want to lose these. I watched the YouTube video and the white guy said we need these later. We got this little thing. It kind of looks like a drone. Like I see these fly in the air at World Outlaw Sprint Car events. And it kind of looks like a drone. This thing, take this out. This is for the bullet hole. You center that hole over the bullet hole itself. You kind of squeeze down on these. You take your little screwer deal. You screw that down until it's tight over the bullet hole. Just check over here on the sides. Make sure these poppers are down. So you're centered, you're pretty tight on that thing. And then this will go on top. There's a hole in here, a piece that you will fill this in. We may need some. So this is for the bullet hole process. Somehow he cut it clean. I don't understand. I believe it says, hold on, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, so I'm skipping the instructions. I'm sorry. Supposed to clean the area, which we didn't do, fuck it. Then we screw that in there. And then it says 3 to 6 drops on the bullet hole itself. So mine's a little bit bigger than everybody else's. First time I've ever got to say that in my life.
Yeah, it is.
And we're gonna put 3 to 6 drops into this little hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 for extra good luck. And then we'll make sure this is screwed down really hard. It is. It's so hard down there. That's what she said. And then we're gonna screw the one suction cup does not want to play nice, but you'll then screw that topper in there and it will push the resin onto the bullet hole. Now while you're doing this, I suggest, like most people have said, to kind of get something underneath here to push this bullet hole open so that the resin will fill said hole. Now I believe we don't read instructions in these parts. We're drinking beer. Once you squeeze that in there, it says then screw that on top. Allow the repair resin time to be absorbed into the brakes. 4 to 6 minutes, it says. Room, you can see the resin kind of, I don't know if you can see, the resin is kind of dripping down, drippity drip. So 4 to 6 minutes, and we'll give that just a little bit of time to sit. We'll be right back. It does look pretty much filled up down there. Look at that, that's almost gone. Wow. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, it's pretty much, I mean, there's a little dot there, but before it was a damn, you know, kind of see there, that bullet hole was huge prior, and now it is just a speck on the glass. But we're more concerned with these big ass cracks. What we're going to do that most of the other people don't show you is we're going to take a tire pressure gauge and push up on these cracks as we fill them. It says no more than 12 inches long. That's what she said as well. But we're gonna make it work. Is that gonna work, Darren, or no?
We'll see.
We'll see if it works. These are some pretty big cracks here. And also, once we apply all the resin, we apparently put these plastic ass strips on there to flatten out the application to everything that's been done. And kind of let it cure, because they're going to have a curing process at the end of putting all this on. So, putting the application on, pushing up with this bald side, hoping and praying that it leaks into this crack just a little bit more than the other guy's YouTube video. Hope we don't want to waste no resin. We don't want to waste no crack here. And you can already see how the resin's being absorbed. The crack is almost dissipating as we go down here. Crazily enough, I didn't think it would work that good. Crack is pretty much, you see this? Yeah. So this is like the trick of all tricks. If you're gonna do this, get an air pressure gauge and use the ball side. I could just use my finger because I do feel like I'm scratching it just a little bit. You want to get something that you could apply a bunch of pressure to while you're putting this down. I have relegated to my finger. It usually works just as good as the...
Usually better.
Yeah, I mean, for us white guys, we got to make up for it somehow. You can see here, just by applying that big amount of pressure, that this crack is almost gone. Wow. We'll even do it to the bullet hole area, and then up this crack as well. Wow, you can even see the window moving. That's not good. It would suck if the window just pops out right now because it's so damn low, 450,000 miles. Okay, so we've already worked down that crack. We're gonna work up this one. The window is moving, by the way, and do it with where you're applying. I really liked how this pin was. It was really giving a lot of pressure, but we'll just try to stick with the finger here. I'm applying a decent amount of pressure here. And we're just working all the way up to where this crack begins and ends. We're trying to apply as much pressure. This is where I thought I would use this. Try to pin that up. And now, so that one really worked up top. So just kind of go over the crack in general, put a top layer. We got a lot of resin left because we stayed on line. Gonna just go over here, give it a little swirl all the way down this one crack, even though we're probably good. Never could have too much unless it's 12 inches. But just because I put an extra layer, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a nice push along the crack line. And then you want to layer these on one by one, and you might want to push up onto the crack as you do it, because this is what's going to smooth this whole thing out. And now it said, or it didn't technically say, but I'm going to say,
pressure.
You want to get all the air bubbles out where the line is cracking, because this is what's going to create the seal. So now you're supposed to let this sit for, the instructions say for a little longer than I want to. You're actually supposed to have it under the sun. Unfortunately, we're on an overcast day, but it says it needs to be in direct sunlight. That's not going to happen, so we'll see what happens without that requirement. Allow repair resin in the crack to cure completely, about 5 to 10 minutes.
I'd give it 15.
We're going to give it a little bit longer than that since we don't have the sunlight on our side. And then we will see what we got when we come back. At this point, all you're doing is drying that resin that you applied, and you put those plastic strips. This is the common sense answer to what's happening here. You're putting those plastic strips on that. It's supposed to be in sun so that it hardens and gets hot while it's being protected by those plastic strips. Basically, this is the curating process to where all the resin that you just applied is being hardened and dried. That's why they want you under the sun with it. So, since we don't have the sun, we're going to give it even more time to harden and dry before we come back with a razor and scrape off every single damn bit of that white stuff on that girl's hood. All right. Bud Light Peach time. Now, we were bestowed a little handle for the blade. They give you this little blade here. And so that... Oh, click. Can we cut this hair off, Andrea? No. Why? Come on. These are needles. She purposely put these out here because she's very, very dark magic-y, and she wants people to bleed. And hopefully, we do not have any more. Hey, man, they look gone. There was a big-ass bullet there, and then a line here, a line all the way here, and a line all the way up there. We'll try to remove these. We've let it set for what, Darren? 2 hours? No sun. Honestly, you kind of have a featured result here in a way, because all we're doing now is scraping off the excess resin. Correct me if I'm wrong, Andrea. We're just trying to get rid of the resin that's not settled into the crack or on the windshield at all. I mean, we all saw what we started with. Obviously,
that could be a little better, but
yeah, I see a little bit of a crack. But this used to be a fucking... It is gone now, ladies and gentlemen. We went through this angle earlier. That's the angle we have now from the inside of the car, which is basically clear. This used to be the bullet hole, right? I can't even tell. And this thing was blasted out. That's how good this thing actually works. So if you do it like us, for $12 Rain-X, and don't forget this tool, tire pressure gauge, do it the redneck style up under there, push up. I think that's why this crack didn't seal as good. I know it's hard to tell. You can kind of tell that crack's not sealed as good. This one was, especially, I put a lot of pressure on that with this tool. Tire pressure gauge, you can get them for $1 somewhere most of the time. You can kind of tell how that crack's still. But this is legit. Let it sit for a long time. That resin sitting's a big deal. It definitely matters. But I think I'm gonna drink this moonshine real quick.